Greetings, welcome back. I'm Queen Elle of QueenElle79. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you can see, I am outside again, just enjoying nature, enjoying some fresh air in my backyard, enjoying just some lovely weather that we're having here in Illinois. So there, the sky is kind of overcast and it's kind of a bit cloudy, but um, there appears to not be any rain in the forecast for this afternoon. So I'm so happy to be with you all again today. As the subject of the video states, this video is regarding the month of September of 2020, and it is specific to the planetary and astrological transits that will take place throughout this month of September for the water signs. So this is for all of the sun, moon, and rising water signs, and I'm a fellow sun sign that's in the water element. So again, welcome, and I have my sage burning out here. I also have some jasmine tea. Still quite warm. I have my jasmine tea out here, and as always, I have my planner that I use to follow along with the notes that I've taken. And I will go over the transits that we have taken place throughout the month of September. And then I will pull a few cards from both the Modern Witch Tarot deck and the Energy Oracle deck, just to add an additional layer to my reading, okay? Now, just to get some housekeeping out of the way, I will provide links to the products that I'm getting ready to mention. So, of course, first and foremost, I really would love and appreciate you visiting my site. I have a shop on Etsy. It's called Queen Elle Store, and that is queenellestore.etsy.com. So, again, I'll provide a link in the description box, and I would really be appreciative if you would visit my site. I sell everything is handmade. I sell intention candles. I have other scented candles. They're all soy, so they're truly natural and non-toxic. I make and sell body butter, various scents. I sell different types of body scrubs with different salts as well as sugar and different scents for those as well. I have also lip balm that is all natural, as well as some new products that I will be posting today. So again, I really appreciate you visiting my shop. Now also, the scarf that I'm wearing on my head today, it came from Modesty Girlz, so I will provide their link in the description box. They have some great products. I've ordered several from them. Also, I and I'm all about supporting small businesses. So I'm wearing some crystal bracelets today. This is green Aventurine, and this is just a white quartz. And I will provide the name of the business that I got these from. Also, these little earrings, these studs that I have, as well as the necklaces that I have. This is a little teeny Africa, and then this one is a lapis lazuli crystal. So I will provide information on where I got those as well. So let's get started, okay? So in September, September has a lot of earth and fire elements to it as far as the location of the planetary transits throughout the month of September. I feel like it's definitely apropos because we entered into, we transitioned in August, late August, from the zodiac sign of Leo, which is a fire sign, into Virgo, which is an earth sign. And then later in the month of September, we transition into Libra, which is an air sign. So there's a lot of energy, mostly from the earth and the fire signs, and then some from the air and water signs as well. So, but kickstarting the month of September and then wrapping up the month are heavily influenced by the water signs. And really, we'll feel the effect of a lot of the transits that will take place throughout this month, there are just certain aspects that will kind of more, hit home more with some of the zodiac signs over others. And that's just how it is typically. So to get started, starting with September 2nd, which is this week, we have a full moon in Pisces. So here we go, starting it off for the water signs. So this full moon in Pisces, now the full moon energy is all about tapping into your shadow side, your hidden side, the things that you keep from either yourself or from others or both. And it's all about tapping into that energy, okay? And don't feel scared to do so. It can feel kind of overwhelming because there are a lot of things that we suppress for numerous reasons. Maybe some trauma from our past or present. Also, just some things that might be feel a bit unpleasant or be a bit disheartening. And that doesn't mean that we need to avoid them. We need to embrace them so that we can grow from them. Okay, so you'll see me doing this a lot. So, again, with this full moon being in Pisces, now Pisces, and I'm a Pisces sun sign, Pisces is all about being imaginative and being the dreamers of the zodiac, highly intuitive. Now, and also it's a mutable sign, so we're really good at going with the flow, but also of kind of, especially being the last sign of the 12 zodiac signs. We start from Aries and then end with Pisces. We're also known for we're empaths typically, and we're known for kind of not necessarily taking on the likeness of other signs, but being mutable. We're more flexible and adaptable, okay, than other maybe more fixed signs. So again, with this full moon in Pisces, we're tapping into dreams that will come to light. And also, it's time to activate manifestation. I feel like the time of manifesting our deepest desires is the time of the full moon. Embrace that energy. Start a full moon practice. You can start things as far as taking a spiritual bath, spiritually cleansing your home through prayer, through sage and other different mechanisms. People use Florida water to help anoint their home through either spraying or in their mop water or when you're doing your cleaning, etc. People will make full moon water and let water, you want to put it in typically in a glass jar, not plastic, and allow it to sit out in the full moonlight so that it can be charged and you can use that water for different things in your life, different practices. So start a full moon practice. Start a recurring full moon practice. We have a moon cycle every single month. So it's definitely something you can get in a habit of doing and create a routine for it, okay? My apologies, you'll hear a train in the background. I love all of these sounds, but I have my volume turned all the way up, so hopefully I'm projecting enough so that you can hear me clearly, okay? Thank you. Now, if we move on to September 3rd, we have Saturn in Capricorn. Oh, wow. People can be so extra sometimes, can't they? Okay, so Saturn in Capricorn, quincunx, true node in Gemini. Now, quincunx is it's a planetary aspect that I mentioned in another video. So if I'm able to link it above, I'll do so. If not, please feel free to scroll through some of my videos and see which one. You'll see in the thumbnail that I mentioned quincunx. And so quincunx is a mildly adverse reaction with regard to two different planetary transits and how they aspect each other. So with this one in particular, there is a communication that is conflicting, some self-serving energy. So the energy itself could be what's negatively impacting the communication. Just definitely be mindful of the words that you use. Be mindful of how you interact with others. Um, I can definitely say that that is something that I am personally working on is I definitely don't say nearly a morsel of what I really am thinking sometimes, but I know that it starts in the mind, and it's all about just to kind of um, channel your thoughts so that, I mean, I used to think, well, as long as I don't say what I'm thinking, then that's an accomplishment in itself. And it is, we progress in baby steps sometimes. However, um, you can also just kind of focus your mind, focus your thoughts on the right thing, on positive things, and not allowing your mind to even think of the negativity because so a man thinketh, so is he. So you just really need to be mindful of that with regard to how you communicate, because there's also some nonverbal communication that we exhibit as well. Okay. So moving on to September 5th, we have Uranus in Taurus, semi-square, true node in Gemini. Now, also true node, that's your karmic energy. It could be related to some past life energy. If you pull your astrological or um, birth or natal chart. There are many different resources online that you're able to pull one up for free, and it's quite simple. You basically need to know the location of your birth, also the your date of birth, of course, and your time of birth. If you can find your time of birth specifically, then that would truly be helpful because it helps you to find all of these aspects, to find out what your moon sign is, what your rising or ascendant sign is. So you usually can go to your Department of Health and Vital Records, wherever you were born, in order to find that information. And a lot of times you can even order that birth certificate or birth record online, especially right now with what's going on. But you typically can have that pulled online for you and mailed to you. I mean, it's an extra fee, but definitely it's worth knowing because it helps you to understand um, down to some minute detail the different intricacies and what makes you who you are. Okay, so that semi-square transit, that one is a square transit is it's a total clash, butting heads. Semi-square is as it sounds, it's a semi-clash. So this one in particular, this Uranus in Taurus semi-square true node in Gemini, it is communicating conflict, I'm sorry, communication conflicting constructive energy. So you have this constructive energy going on, you know, you're really on a mission with regard to accomplishing some things in your life. But again, there's that communication that's conflicting with it. So it can be some external communication, it could be how you are communicating with others or conveying your thoughts and your actions, the way that you verbalize them, or it could just be when you receive some sort of feedback or some type of energy from someone else, the way that you react to it. Now, remember, we can't control how other people act toward us or how they speak to us. We can control ourselves. We can control how we choose to respond or react to others, okay? So, next we have also on September 5th, we have, hair wrap is kind of tight. Okay. So also on September 5th, we have Mercury entering Libra. So you know how I said that later in the month, we have the sun moving into Libra, which is what typically happens when the zodiac signs that are more prominent, those sun signs, when we move into the next one. So Libra, like I said, is an air sign, and Libra is all about balance. So Mercury entering Libra on the 5th at the early part of the month, that means that there is some discerning and pragmatic decision making that needs to take place. So when you're making decisions, either personally, professionally, it could be with regard to a business venture that you have, just make sure that you're using discernment in that decision making, and also make sure that there's a balance. That a lot of times you'll hear people talk about doing all things in moderation. Um, Not necessarily. I would say that it depends on what we're talking about. I mean, if we're talking about eating in moderation, we're talking about um, consuming some type of mind or mood altering substance in moderation. That's one thing, but just find a balance there needs to be a yin yang energy, okay, with everything that we do. If we are out of alignment, if our chakras are out of alignment for any reason, it's important to find that balance. Do some meditating, do some soul searching, and you'll hear me talk about that some throughout this month as well, okay? So that's also on the 5th. And also, another thing that's going on the 5th, and I'm considering this a power day. So certain days out of the month, depending on what the transit, what type of energy the transit that's taking place on that day is exuding for us, I consider that a power day for everyone. So what's also happening on the 5th, Pallas, which is one of the asteroid or dwarf planets, Pallas goes direct in Capricorn. Now, Pallas was one of those planets that was in retrograde and has been in retrograde. So it's going direct in Capricorn. Now, this is a time for wisdom and leadership. Pallas is all about wisdom, and that Capricorn energy is those leadership qualities, pardon me. So it's important to note that on this day, just to stand tall, to embody that leadership ability within you, that capability that you have to lead others. Okay, embrace it, embody it, own it. Okay, so then on the 6th, we have Venus entering Leo, passion and love. So Leo being a fire sign, and Venus is all about love. It's all about the things that we enjoy. This is the time to just to embrace some passion and love, to know that that love is all around us, love is within us, whether you have a romantic love with anyone or for anyone, or just love for yourself, because that's where it starts, right? Love from source, feeling and just really absorbing all of the loving energy around you, and then you're able to give it more because it does start from within. Okay, so as you see, like I said, there's a lot of energy of earth and fire signs throughout this month. So you water signs, you might not feel too much of a tug of all this different energy that's taking place. However, like I said, be sure to pull your chart if you haven't done so. If you would like me to, I provide that service on Facebook, and I'll provide my contact information down in the description box so that you can find me on there. It's QueenElle79, just like my YouTube channel. I'd be happy to pull your chart and to give you some more detailed and in-depth information because I do provide that service as well. But feel free to pull your chart and just to look at what your moon sign is, what your rising or ascendant sign is, because you might not be, if you're a water sign for your sun sign, that doesn't mean that you're automatically a water sign for your moon and your ascendant. You might be one of the other elements. And so then some of this energy that I'm talking about may kind of tug on you a bit more. But it is always nice to be mindful. Okay, I love that. So moving on to the 9th. So now we're into the following week. We have Mars retrograde in Aries. So Mars retrograde, it takes place every 2 years for a couple of months. So this year, Mars retrograde is taking place again in Aries, which is a fire sign, and it's taking place from September 9th through November 13th. Okay. Now, Mars retrograde, the only thing about when Mars goes into retrograde is there's usually some type of confusion. There's usually something, remember I talked about being out of sync or out of alignment. There's something within our mind, body, and spirit that is kind of off kilter. So with Mars retrograde in Aries, there's confusion, of course, and a strong need to align your chakras, and as well as the mind, body, and soul that I mentioned. So definitely just do some soul searching, meditate, journal, try to pinpoint what part of you might be kind of off or feel kind of off. If you're feeling that way, don't think you're crazy. It's due to a lot of the things that are going on around us, obviously with what's going on in the world today, and then just the energy that is ever present with the planetary transits, with the moon cycle, just so many different variables that can affect us at any given moment. The external conflict that we might experience, some internal conflict that we might possess. So just know though that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is a reason typically for why things are happening the way they do. So just to align chakras, I know I've said this before, I will do a video, and sorry about the lighting. I see the sun over that way, but anyway, I still like this natural essence. So if you want to learn about how to align your chakras, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to do a video on that. I've mentioned doing one before, so I'm definitely going to do one. I just haven't had the time to do so. Now, moving on throughout that following week of September, that second full week, we have September 10th, we have now a quarter moon in Gemini. Now, after the full moon, we have the different quarter moons. We have the first quarter moon and we have the last quarter moon of the moon cycle. So after the full moon, we have the first quarter moon. So first quarter moon in Gemini, we're using discernment with fresh starts. So we may have a fresh start going on in your life. It could be in affair of the heart. It can be with regard to a new job. It could be that new business venture that I mentioned. But again, use discernment, okay? And that's that Gemini energy. So there's a fresh start upon you, but make sure you use discernment in how you proceed with that fresh start. And I'm speaking to myself as well, okay? Source is speaking to me. Thank you. Okay, so then we have September 12th. Now, this is exactly 1 week after the last power day on September 5th. I have another power day on September 12th. And I'll list the power days in the description box as well. I believe that they would be helpful to have handy. So September 12th, we have Jupiter going direct in Capricorn. Again, there's that Cap energy, right? So Jupiter going direct in Capricorn, and Capricorn is an earth sign. And like I said, with we're in a Earth season, with us being in the month of September anyway. So Jupiter was one of the planets that was in retrograde, and now it's going direct on the 12th. So there will be time to tap into some ambition, to embrace some ambition within you, and also it's time to experience some luck in business. So you know how I was talking about the business ventures. So this is the time. I'm speaking to you all, water signs. That's what Spirit is telling me to tell you, is to tap into that energy of, like I said, the leadership of business ventures, tapping into that ambition and creativity. If you don't have a vision board, create one. It doesn't have to be a huge, grand, exhibit for everyone. This is for you personally. Write down your goals. If you have dreams, no matter how far-fetched they may feel like they are, write them down and start to set your intentions to manifest, okay? Now, we we had a lot of consecutive days of some planetary transits, but then moving on to the following week, we have September 17th. There is a new moon in Virgo, another earth sign, right? So, new moon in Virgo. So, it's all about intellectual, grounded energy. Earth signs are known for being very grounded and stable and highly intellectual. So, it's time to tap into this energy, which would be very appropriate considering all of the business ventures and the activity that will be taking place throughout the month of September. So tap into that for the new moon and set your intentions. Like I said, that's a great time to do it. It's for the new moon. Okay. So then September 20th, we have some water sign energy. So we have Juno entering Scorpio. Juno is another one of those asteroid slash dwarf planets. Definitely look it up. You will find all of these different, well, not all of them. So when you pull your birth chart or natal chart, you'll usually find a lot of these smaller planets slash asteroids on your chart, depending on where you get your chart from. But some of them you may have to search online for these specific small dwarf or asteroid planets that I'm mentioning, to find out, to be able to pop in your birth date to see exactly where you fall for those, because all of these, they have a placement on your chart, okay? So Juno enters Scorpio. Now, this means, again, there's that discernment I was talking about. Use discernment in love, and also guard your heart against a possessive partner. So that's deep. Again, use discernment in love and guard your heart against a possessive partner. Juno. Again, that's something to look up. Juno is very possessive, and it's definitely in a matter of the heart. But just guard your heart, because the Scorpio water sign energy would have you be a little um, kind of like so happy-go-lucky, and oh goodness, just heard an accident take place. Mercy. Whew. Okay, just said a little prayer there. So again, with that Scorpio energy, there is that disillusionment that can take place. And with Juno entering Scorpio, it's important to not allow yourself to be swayed in swayed to do something that maybe isn't in your best interest with regard to love. Definitely, it's okay to, be head over heels. It's okay to be swayed, but not coerced. If that makes sense. Let me know if I'm making sense, okay? But definitely just use some discernment there, okay? So now we have September 22nd. We have the sun entering Libra. Like I said, that's taking place near the end of September. So sun entering Libra, you know how I said it's all about balance. So there's balance, a need for balance in partnership, a need for um, a balance with regard to approval and love. So definitely, sometimes we may find ourselves seeking approval and from others, when we need to seek approval from source and from within, and to do things that speak to us, that speak to our spirit, that speak to our hearts. Okay, so definitely just find the balance there. Okay, and then on the 23rd, we have the quarter moon entering Capricorn. So, earth sign energy again. And this one is all about discipline. So, you've already set your intentions with the new moon. Now it's time to be disciplined in how you take those steps to manifest what you desire. Okay. So, then on the 25th, we have some more earth sign energy. We have Saturn retrograde in Capricorn, and it is quintile Chiron in Aries, and Chiron is also in retrograde. Now, because we have these retrograde planet energy, this retrograde planet energy rather, that doesn't mean that it will basically counteract any energy that we would have felt. Sometimes retrograde doesn't mean it's the exact opposite of the energy we would have felt. Sometimes it's just a bit muted. Sometimes it's magnified. What matters is what sign that planet is transiting through, and what also matters is the aspect with the other planet. Okay, so with this being quintile energy, there is um, a bit of synchronicity there, but not directly beneficial. So use communication in order to take action in healing past wounds. That's that Chiron or wounded healer energy. It's all about healing past wounds. So that's another great planetary aspect to find out where Chiron falls on your chart, okay? So, but it's all about using communication in order to take action. So these transits can really work together if you make them work. You have to put forth some action in order to find the synchronicity. It doesn't just happen just by virtue of them transiting past each other, okay? So again, use communication in order to take action in healing past wounds, and that's speaking to me as well. So then we're getting close to wrapping up the month of September. Thank you for bearing with me. I said I'm hitting close to the 30-minute mark. So September 27th, we have some air sign energy. Ceres, which is another one of those dwarf planets slash asteroids. Ceres is in retrograde right now. We have a lot of planets in retrograde this year. So Ceres retrograde enters Aquarius. So that's the air sign energy that I mentioned. Now, this means to be cautious with regard to your spending. So remember, I was talking about finding that balance in life. So be sure to be cautious in your spending habits. It's okay to splurge from time to time. Pardon me. It's definitely okay to splurge. It's definitely okay to treat yourself. Something that my sister would always say is treat yourself, don't cheat yourself. Seriously, it's okay to do that, but you have to find that balance. Like I said, if you have certain, and I'm speaking to myself with this one again as well. I definitely love that the messages that I receive from spirit, that I receive from the spirit guides, from the ancestral realm, that a lot of times they're speaking to me too. The message is for all of us. I'm not speaking at you. I'm speaking with you. I'm communing with you. Okay. So, um, definitely watch out for any frivolous spending. Again, spend with a purpose. Don't do any type of like reckless or just aimless spending. You will regret it after the fact, because of that energy that's taking place at the end of the month. So just be mindful of that. And especially if you have a business venture that you're wanting to implement and wanting to put some effort into, definitely watch out for any spending that just doesn't serve you, okay? Or serve the business that you are trying to, like sow some seeds into to watch it grow. Now, also on the 27th, we're back to some water sign energy. You know how I said that we'd be wrapping up the month in some water sign energy. So Mercury enters Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, water sign. So this is where that soul searching energy is taking place. So we started the month off with the full moon in Pisces, and that is embracing. Let me go back to it. That's embracing the activation of some manifestation in your life, and also some dreams or some deep-seated thoughts and ideals coming to light. Okay, unleashing some things that you've been holding on to within you. And then we're wrapping up the month with some soul searching energy. So use that energy at the beginning of the month to propel you forward. To, like I said, set your intentions to just be direct in what you desire. I am going to do the same. We can start that practice in the week leading up to the full moon. The full moon is upon us now. I was actually, when I'm standing at my sink in my kitchen at night doing dishes, etc., if I look out the window that's right above my sink, I can see where the full moon is. That's usually right there. It's in my immediate purview. So I saw the brightness and looked up, and bam, even through the blinds, it looked like a full moon in all its glory. And that's because of the way that the moon cycle goes through. In the week leading up to the full moon, you will start to see what basically looks like a full moon. Because remember, the moon itself is a full moon and it's always present. It's just a matter of, with the moon cycle, of what we see, what is most prevalent for us, what is most prominent for us, where we are at that time of the moon cycle. So when I looked last night, I was like, whoa, full moon. And I had to count the days because I'm like, okay, I know it's coming up on the 2nd, but I could already feel that energy within my spirit. So this is the time. Let's start getting things down. Put pen to paper. You can use, if you're more into doing things electronically, do that. If you want to start some type of ritual, if you have a jar that you want to create, to manifest some things, whether it's a money jar, a love jar, do those things now. Set those intentions. You can set those jars out at moonlight in order to have them activated by with the charging of the full moon energy as well. So definitely do it. If you're not, I mean, this is a good time to charge your crystals as well. If you're not really um, well averse, well versed rather, sorry, in the thought process or methodology of jar work or candle magic, definitely feel free to reach out to me, and I would be happy to answer any questions. You can leave a comment in the comment box. You can reach me out to me directly, personally, on either Instagram or Facebook. If you'd rather have a private conversation with me about it, ask any questions. I'm here to be of service to you. That is my purpose on this channel. So definitely feel free to ask a question, and I would be happy to help you with that. Now, finally, for September, on the 29th, we have, because it wouldn't make sense to not end the month with some earth sign energy because it is predominantly an earth sign month. So this is the last power day of the month, the third and last day. Power day on the 29th, Saturn goes direct in Capricorn. Now, Saturn is one of those planets that have been in retrograde, and it goes direct. Now, this means that this is a time for powerful communication, and things go full circle from the beginning of the month. Okay? Things go full circle from the beginning of the month. And I love ending the month on that note. So let's see what spirit has us, wants us to know and wants us to embrace for this month of September, on top of everything that I've already mentioned. So remember, it's all about activating your manifestation of the things that you desire, okay? And so that's how we're starting the month. We're ending the month with some soul searching energy, as well as powerful communication, okay? So let's see, I'm just going to pull one card. And like I said, this is from my Modern Witch Tarot deck. Okay. Nine of Swords. Okay, Nine of Swords. So this is specific to something that has been keeping you up at night. Now, swords, they represent our thoughts. So something that you may feel that has been plaguing your thoughts, plaguing your dreams, plaguing your mind. It's time to release those things. Know that Spirit is aware that this is taking place. Spirit is always aware. But know that not only is Spirit aware, but Spirit is sending us this card as a sign that there are better days on the horizon. These days of waking up at night or not being able to sleep much at night, because you're feeling plagued with those thoughts and feeling a bit bogged down and feeling a bit overwhelmed, and that you have some sort of turmoil going on in your life. Just know that there, you can look to the horizon. There are better days ahead, okay? Now, let me cut my energy deck and just see what else we have. Okay. Action. Now, I was talking about, and let me see if you can see that. Okay. All right. So that I was talking about, um, you know, putting forth some action into how you communicate with others, and being a leader and stepping into that role, stepping into that place, embodying it, embracing it, putting forth some action into manifesting the things that you desire. This is how you'll see yourself on the other side of what's going on, what has happened thus far in your life. If you feel stagnant in any area of your life, if you feel some disalignment with your chakras because of just not seeing the progress that you would like to see in your life, this is the time to put some action to what you want. We can't just, in order to manifest the things that we desire, just like I mentioned, the jars and candles, etc., and doing some of the full moon practices, it's not enough to have the desires, to possess the desires. Everyone has desires, everyone has dreams. It's important to not just have the intent, but to set the intentions. And how do you do that? You write, you journal, you write those intentions down. You can manifest them through having your spiritual baths, spiritual showers, doing the sage in your home, using any sort of divinatory tool that you have, but really you possess it from within, meditating and just communing with the spirit. And I'm telling you, you will see things take place. You will see the manifestation of what you desire, okay? So, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. Feel free, again, like I said, to reach out to me. I would love to be of service to you. Ashe, again, thank you. Have a great day and get started with that action, okay? Take care.